Who would have thought before the season that we would see Washington versus Michigan in the national championship game? Well, now we get to see if Washington is for real or they're just going to lay an egg like TCU or choke like Georgia. Or maybe we just might see Blake Corum carry Michigan's offense since you know JJ McCarthy's not going to do shit. And Jim Harbaugh just might win Michigan a national championship after all. And I'm going to have to see his dumbass face on ESPN until next season. Well, here we go. Washington versus Michigan. Let's talk about it. This year's national championship game looks very familiar, and that's why I'm excited to talk about it. But before we start, go down to the comments and let me know who your prediction is to win the national championship game. Also, leave a like. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the family. Now let's get into the video. We have seen situations in a national championship game where a team featured an electric offense with a decent to horrible defense. And a few times they were able to pull off the victory, and at times they were punished, abused, and ran out the building on live television. And we seem to have that same situation in this year's national championship game. Both teams have earned everything and deserve to be in this game, even if they cheated. One fact is they both have different styles. One team is going to run the ball down your throat, play aggressive defense, and be disciplined and mistake-free all game. The other is going to air the ball out, score as much as possible, and pray their defense can come up with one fucking stop. Michigan is the best overall team, but that Washington offense is dangerous. Most people believe that Michigan will just bully Washington, mainly because they're bigger and they're from the Big Ten, so they play a different level of competition, which never made no sense to me because even though Michigan does play Ohio State every year, they still play teams like Iowa, Illinois, and Purdue. The worst team Washington may see every year is Colorado, and they play teams like USC and Oregon, so who really plays the best competition? Well, Washington is from a smaller conference, and everyone thinks they're soft and fragile and can't compete with these bigger schools from the SEC and the Big Ten. But I'm not so sure about that. Penix has already shown that he is ready for the big stage. Can't forget, this isn't the first time he faced Harbaugh in Michigan. He actually defeated Michigan when he played for a less talented Indiana team. Although Michigan got the best of Washington back in 2021, you have to respect what Washington has done, especially that offense, outscoring teams such as Oregon, USC, and Texas, relying heavy on their offense to win them games since their defense is nearly non-existent. Washington still has a good chance as long as their offense is clicking. Like I said, there have been teams that were able to win a title with a high-powered offense and a terrible defense. For example, that 2019 LSU team was the best college football team we have ever seen, better than Nebraska, Miami, and even most of Nick Saban's national championship teams. Not because of his defense, but because of his unstoppable offense. Which is why Washington is so dangerous, because if you look at their offense, they're very similar to that 2019 LSU team. They had the Heisman finalist and winner Joe Burrow, who transferred from Ohio State to LSU. Sounds familiar? Explosive receivers that wasn't nationally noticed until this season. Sounds familiar? And we can't forget about that running game. Michigan's offense is going to have to score to stay alive in this game and hope that their pass rush can slow down Washington. I have a feeling that Michigan's going to need 30 points or close to it to win this game, especially since I believe that Washington is going to score at least 20 points. If Michigan stays true to who they are and run the ball, they should be fine. Washington's defense has already shown us how terrible they are, regardless of their bend but never break ways. Trust me, they will break against Michigan. I just want to see if they can stop Blake Corum in this Michigan run game. If the Huskies can control the line of scrimmage and stop the run game, then this can be a totally different ball game. Michigan's going to have to dominate the line of scrimmage, and their secondary has to be ready. Because if they can't stop Washington's air raid, this is going to be a long night. Michigan's going to have to get to the quarterback, make him uncomfortable, and make him make mistakes, which is what that 2019 Clemson team couldn't do. That Clemson team was really good, they just wasn't fucking with that LSU offense. Their defense couldn't get pressure on Joe Burrow. Their secondary couldn't stop Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Clemson never got pressure, never caused any turnovers, and never got that LSU offense off the field. And if Michigan wants any chance of winning this national championship game, they're going to have to find a way to stop this Washington offense. I just want to say I am rooting for Washington. They're a very exciting football team, and I feel like they deserve to be national champions. Plus, it would be nice to see a smaller school win a national championship. Plus, I feel like Washington winning the national championship will be good for college football. But as for my prediction, I do feel like Michigan will be able to dominate up front, overwhelm Washington, and come out with the victory. Hopefully Washington wins it, but if I had to bet on it, I have Michigan being our national champions. Now, if you stayed until the end of the video, I just want to say thank you and I appreciate your support. Go down to the comments and let me know who you think will win tonight. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe and join the family. Until next time.